This is the plaintiff, Michelle Lee. She says she agreed to rent a room in the defendant's house, and the very first night she spent there, he had a strange woman over. The next night, he had a different woman, and on the third night, yep, you guessed it, he had a third girl. She didn't feel safe there, moved out, and now can't seem to get the Gigolo to return her security deposit. She's suing for $2,917.74, the amount she's owed. This is the defendant, Ron Lignelli. He says the plaintiff needed a place to live and he offered her a room in his home. Then she just got up one day and moved out without any notice whatsoever. She also damaged the carpeting with spilled dye and oil, and given all these facts, he had every right to keep her money. He's accused of having a lot of house guests.
All parties, please raise your right hand. Be seated. Come to order, please. Litigants have been sworn, Your Honor.
Thank you, Douglas.
You're welcome, ma'am.
Okay, Michelle Lee, you are suing your former landlord, Ron Lignelli, for $2,917.74 in damages that you say you sustained by his failure to return your rent money, security money, and other miscellaneous items, including your moving costs.
Yes.
Tell me what happened.
I rented a room from him that I found off of Craigslist, and I was still living in Virginia when I rented it. So I moved in, my truck got there about 8:30 that night, introduced myself, he showed me the room. He had with him a friend at the time, and I was exhausted. I have a couple of autoimmune diseases, so I was exhausted from the trip, and all I wanted to do was go to sleep. Next morning, I woke up, started to unpack and everything. The woman was no longer there. By that evening, another woman was there that he is falling asleep with. See him go into the room with. I come from a very conservative background, and it bothered me 2 nights in a row. But on the third night, there was still another woman, and I felt really bothered by this.
Who's that girl?
Another woman, Your Honor.
Another one. Okay. He's loving this. Okay, so go ahead.
I stayed there for the next 3 days, started to unpack a few things. November 26th was Thanksgiving. I left for Thanksgiving to go to my family's house. I came back that night to find that my dirty laundry that I had in the laundry room had been moved into the kitchen when I got back. I asked him why he did this, and he said he was showing the place to someone. Why would it be more appropriate for him to put my laundry, dirty, in the kitchen? I didn't know. And it bothered me tremendously that he would touch my belongings like that.
Touch the basket?
Touch the basket, touch all my clothing, so that next day
Why do you think he touched your clothing? He moved the basket?
Why would he move it from the laundry room into the kitchen?
Okay.
As a display? I don't know. I just felt very uncomfortable there between all of these different issues. So I told him on that Friday, the next day, I'd be moving out.
So you tell him that Friday I'm moving today?
Oh, no. I actually moved out on December 4th.
Okay. So you tell him on Friday, November 27th, that you're moving out a week from now on Friday, December 4th?
Yes. I did leave the house, though, on December 1st. So I wasn't in the house from December 1st until the 4th.
Okay, but
my things were still there.
So
right.
Now you have a document that you signed saying that it's a 6-month lease, correct?
Yes.
Does this document say anything about notice?
As far as notice goes, there's also a vacate release notice that she did get, Your Honor, that says at least a 30-day notice is required.
Where's that? Did she sign that?
Well, she
Is that a no?
Well, let me explain. She's signing a 6-month lease, and then it goes month to month.
So what goes wrong between you two, do you think? Were you surprised when she starts moving out?
Absolutely.
Or did she tell you what the problem was?
Well, I have on video surveillance that she's been taking pictures of all my cabinets and refrigerators.
Say that again?
I have video cameras in my home, and I have
video cameras in your home. That's reason alone for me to want to move out. Why do you have video cameras in the home?
In the kitchen and stuff, because I have personal stuff that.
Do people know that you have video cameras in the home?
Yes, they do.
Did he ever tell you he had video cameras in the home? Are they visible video cameras?
Yes, they are. They're right in the kitchen counter, right there, and the other one is in the living room.
And what's that about?
Well, I have other roommates in the past, and I have personal stuff that I leave out. I don't want anybody to go into my personal
You
stuff.
don't want people getting your cupcakes.
Yes, sir.
Okay, so you have video cameras.
That's correct, Your Honor.
Welcome back to the People's Court. Harvey 11 here. Would you live in an apartment where the other person is videotaping in the kitchen to see if anybody's stealing food?
No, it's an invasion of privacy.
You think so?
Yeah.
But if you know the camera's there,
I'd be very uncomfortable with that.
you wouldn't like?
No, I would definitely not like it.
Huh?
I would.
Oh, you want to be videotaped?
Oh, sure. Why not? Because then
Do a little dance?
I'd do a dance. They'd see me take peanut butter in the middle of the night.
Oh God, it's so sexy. Going inside the courtroom.
So I'm hearing her story, and I'm thinking, who gets this bent out of shape over moving a laundry basket?
Well, Your Honor,
but now I'm
hold on,
hearing
hold on.
your story, and you have video cameras to surveil roommates who can take a cupcake.
No, not taking.
I don't think either one of you are built to have a
No,
roommate.
it wasn't.
It was-
Okay, like, I think you've reached a point in your life where you really need to be living alone.
Your Honor.
I think her issue might be that she just found you creepy. She didn't want to be your roommate. And I'm not suggesting that you necessarily are creepy. Although I got to tell you, that whole camera thing in the kitchen's a little weird.
It's not about a cupcake.
Come on up. Who are you? Come on up. Let's chat. What's your name?
Kathy.
Kathy. How long are you dating him or no?
Dating him, yes.
Okay, how long have you been dating him?
About 3 months.
Do you know about the cameras in the kitchen?
Yes.
Are they visible?
Yes.
Don't you think they're creepy?
No.
Where else are there
I've
cameras?
been robbed in the past, so
You've been robbed. Where else are there cameras?
just in the kitchen and
Just in the
living room. The entranceway and the kitchen
Okay.
that I know.
Just checking. That you know of. Smart girl, Kathy. Have a seat.
Your Honor, also on the forms that she had signed, she's saying about the storage and stuff.
You have pictures you want me to see of the fact that he didn't give you storage. You feel like he should have made room in the kitchen?
Well, cabinet space for my.
No, it's not that I don't understand why you would want cabinet
I think
space.
I had put it in the addendum there.
Did you just find him creepy?
Yes. and
Is that
these
what
are
happened?
These are photos of the place.
So
that
why
was
couldn't you
run
just
down.
stay there
was-
for the rest of December, which you had already paid? According to you, you paid December, right?
paid December.
She pay December?
Yes.
I believe so, Your Honor.
Okay, all right. So you'd already paid December. Why don't you just tell the man, I'm leaving at the end of December. This isn't working out
It was
for me.
scary to me by the point that my
What?
internet.
The fact that he moved your laundry basket was scary?
No,
You didn't even know about the cameras, man. If you had noticed
No,
the cameras.
exactly. I know that the different women coming in and out, that scared me. The fact that, yes, my things were moved
Your Honor.
on the
Hold
one
on.
day that I
Your
wasn't
Honor,
there.
I mean-
That
Stop it.
bothered me.
What? The laundry
my-
basket being moved 5 feet bothered you?
Out of a laundry room
How
into
many
a
roommates have
kitchen.
you had in your life that something like that would make you think
He
that
would
the
have
place
been-
is legally uninhabitable and that you can walk away
He
from a
was
lease?
my first roommate that I've
Okay.
had.
Oh.
I had my own home. I raised my child
No,
and everything.
I
And
know.
now
We're
it
too
was-
big for this already. We're too old for this.
Yeah,
It's too
so
hard to
this was very different for me.
Yeah, I know.
And I did not know it was going to be this uninhabitable, ma'am. That was
And what makes it uninhabitable to you
He
is that
scared
he
me.
had 3 guests in 3 days that stayed over and that he moved your laundry basket.
that he went through my things.
Okay.
Yes, ma'am.
Okay, I don't find that uninhabitable.
Okay.
And now you want the security deposit back. Did you ever send her a letter laying claim to the security deposit?
Your Honor, according to the documents, she's not allowed to use the address of my premises, so I had no phony address. And her last address was in Virginia, so I willingly knew that was not an address that
Yeah, but you could have forwarding address from there. It's none of your business where it goes. You have an obligation as a landlord that you have to send a letter. You know that, right?
Yes, Your Honor.
Do you know what happens when you don't?
Yes, I do, Your Honor.
What happens?
You could get sued in court.
And what else happens?
I'm not
Is there
sure.
a penalty?
Yes, sometimes.
Some
yes.
states
Yes.
have penalties,
Yes,
some
Your Honor.
states don't. You live in a state that has a penalty when you don't send the letter.
Yes, Your Honor.
And so you just have to send it wherever you can send it, by registered mail to wherever you can send it, whatever address you have for her. But you didn't send anything,
No, Your Honor.
Ma'am.
okay? And then the law allows you to double just the security deposit. You have taken the liberty of suing for 100 other things, and you're doubling all of it, not just the security deposit. How do you figure?
I wasn't sure.
Okay. Why are you charging him for movers? You think he should pay $100 for your move?
No, on the last day that I was there, well, on the December 4th when I went back to move my things, for the first time since November 23rd when I moved in, the front door was now locked. He never gave me a key to the front door. I only had a key to my bedroom. I had ended up calling him. I also called the police because he essentially locked me out of my place of residence.
Except for that within 15 minutes you were in, right?
Half hour, yes. He did show up.
And then he apologized and said, oh, I'm sorry.
Right.
Right.
Okay. Well, actually, I think it was more like altogether, it took the movers an additional hour. So I'm just charging him for the extra hour that I had to pay the movers.
Prove to me that your movers charge you an additional hour because he changed the locks.
I don't have that.
Okay. You also don't have a good case, except for on one thing, because you botched it.
Sure.
Okay. In states like yours that really want landlords, there are some states that are very preoccupied with unscrupulous landlords keeping money they're not supposed to keep. So every landlord ends up having to cross their T's and dot their I's, and that you are no exception. When you don't do it, then that money is wrongfully withheld, and you have to pay double. As far as your December rent and December utilities, since I find that you're supposed to be there in December because you have absolutely no reason, let's discuss the notice issue. I don't see anywhere where you have notice, but as far as I'm concerned, if you have a 6-month lease, some notice is required. And it's never going to be less than what you get if you have no lease. That's how I'm going to read into this. Okay, because I don't think it's appropriate that you can get up and go when you have a 6-month lease. That certainly could not have been anybody's intent. So if you don't have the wisdom to put in the one thing you get signed, a notice requirement, I'm going to read in the one the law gives for people who don't even have a lease. And that would require you to give notice unless you are in a position to claim that it is, put your hand, I don't know what you're showing me, you're winning on that issue, that's completely uninhabitable, okay? That you just can't live there. And if you think that I'm going to find the fact that he has a few overnight guests when he's a grown man, okay, that didn't bother you in any way, or the fact that he bothered you spiritually or whatever else, but they weren't actually in your room or anything, or the fact that he moved your laundry basket 10 feet to make a place uninhabitable, you clearly do not watch the People's Court. Because only an insane person would do that. That is not uninhabitable. That's such that you found a better living situation. You didn't like, it was creepy, you didn't want to live with, but that does not entitle you to get back December or leave without notice. So all of that other stuff, you are not going to win on. However, on the security deposits, you've left me no choice, $1,400 verdict for the plaintiff. Thank you.
All right, let's talk to the landlord. Come on in here. Do you understand the judge's ruling?
Yes,
the
I
part
do.
against you?
Absolutely.
What should you have done that you didn't do?
I should have sent her a letter to her Virginia address, itemizing the issues that why I'm going to keep a security deposit.
Exactly
Absolutely.
Right. That's the part you did wrong.
Absolutely.
That's why you lost on that aspect.
Absolutely.
The rest of it, whether she thinks you're creepy or not, is he creepy?
No, he's not.
He's not creepy? No. All right, head right down this way. All right, come on in here. You think he is, right? What's creepy about him?
He actually has a criminal history of doing something like this. So I'm not the only one that he's defrauded.
Mm-hmm. All right. Well, you understand the judge's ruling on your side? I mean, the person having overnight guests, that's really none of your business,
no,
right?
But I do wonder now that he mentioned it about the cameras, if there were just cameras in the kitchen and the living room, like he said.
You think there might have been...
He was creepy. It was odd living there.
Harvey?
Okay, you know, the laws about security deposits vary from state to state. In this case, the landlord has to pay double for violating the law, but sometimes it's triple, and sometimes all you get is the actual security. So you should check online to see what it is in your state. That will do it for this case. Litigants for the next case on the way into the courtroom right now.